With the help of the Almighty, I pray to the Almighty to bestow upon me His truth and His wisdom so that I may be worthy of conveying His message to this important conference to achieve peace and to sanctify His name. Amen. My name is Rabbi Yisroel Dovid Weiss. My grandparents and many other relatives were killed in Auschwitz, and the majority of the rest of my relatives were killed during the Holocaust. My father escaped Hungary in the nick of time. As we are here at this conference, more than half of the Zionist parliament is meeting in Auschwitz to use the memory of the Holocaust for their political purposes. They want to justify their solution to the problem of anti-Semitism. That Jews should fight for themselves, that Jews should have an independent state and an army. But the history of the past 60 years teaches us that their solution just leads to more bloodshed. Because in building their state, they oppressed, expelled, and killed the local population of the Palestinians. And in regard to their claim that anti-Semitism in Europe is now at its highest level since the end of World War II, one must realize that even if this claim is true, the increase is almost a direct result of the Middle Eastern conflict that is caused by the same Zionists who say they are combating anti-Semitism. From time to time, the world gets angry over these Zionist crimes. But no matter how much the world tries to reach a peaceful solution, they never succeed. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is considered one of the world's major problems. But from the viewpoint of the religious Jews, this conflict is a much deeper problem. It is not only a tragedy in terms of loss of life, but it is also an uprooting of the foundation of the Jewish faith. It represents a change in the entire Jewish approach to the world. The Jewish people is and always have been guided by the Jewish religion, by the Torah. Throughout the centuries, and today as well, religious Jews were characterized by their steadfast clinging to their beliefs and to the Torah. Rivers of blood have been spilled by Jews refusing to abandon their belief in God and the Torah given by the Almighty. Zionism destroys Judaism in two ways. First, it has always been an irreligious movement, throwing away the Torah's commandments and its belief system. And secondly, the very idea of arising from exile on our own represents a departure from our beliefs. During all the centuries since the destruction of the temple, Jews accepted the yoke of exile, believing that it was a heavenly decree. Jews are forbidden to create their own sovereign state of their own. They await only a redemption brought by the Almighty without any human intervention. The redemption meant to them a time when the glory of the Almighty will be revealed in the entire world. The Almighty will change the minds of all people at that time to accept His kingship. It will be a time of righteousness and justice, as the Holy Torah states in Psalms, quote, "He will judge the earth with righteousness and the nations with fairness." Now, the Zionists are using the suffering of the Jews who died in the Holocaust because of their religion, who sanctified the name of the Almighty with their lives. They are using these people to rebel against the Almighty. We cry out, Gewalt! Zionists pride themselves on fighting wars and risking their lives for their country. But the heretical ideology of Zionism is not worthy giving up one's life for. On the contrary, one must give one's life to uphold the Jewish faith and not deny even one of its principles. The Zionists say, quote, "Better to die on your feet than to live on your knees." But we say, better to live on our knees, because that is what the Almighty wants for the Jews in exile. That is better than dying on our feet in service of the Zionist cause, because that is a direct rebellion against the Almighty and a destruction of our faith. God forbid. And may I add, the Almighty clearly warned the Jewish people through a prophecy of King Solomon that if we will attempt to leave exile or return en masse in large numbers to the Holy Land or rebel against the nations, it will bring to a catastrophe and we will be hunted like animals. May the Almighty spare us. So even without the hate and danger incurred by oppressing the Palestinian people and by occupying their land, the state of Israel is incurring the wrath of the Almighty by its mere existence. And not only will it not save the Jews, but it puts us all in a terrible danger by this rebellion against the Almighty, as one clearly sees to date. In light of all the above, the difference between Judaism and Zionism is clear. It couldn't be more clear. Some may try to fuse the two into a so-called religious Zionism, but the two are incompatible. Jews are forbidden to have a state such as the State of Israel, regardless in what format it takes, and regardless of how religious it may appear to be. And it is irrelevant if it affects another people such as the Palestinian people. The fact that this state is built by occupying the land of the Palestinians only compounds its criminality and illegitimacy. Judaism teaches that the Almighty sent us into exile and only He can redeem us. Zionism teaches that we can emancipate ourselves and create a state. Judaism teaches submissiveness in exile, kindness and fairness to the non-Jewish nations. Zionism teaches that we must fight against them and make demands. The Zionists want to believe, they want the world to believe that they represent the Jewish people. They accuse anyone who criticizes them of anti-Semitism. And the ones who are Jewish amongst their critics, they accuse of being self-hating Jews. And by thinking that all Jews are Zionists, those who oppose the Zionists sometimes do come to hate all Jews by extension. Thus, Zionists bring trouble upon Jews and then present themselves as the saviors of the Jewish people. The world must know that this is a lie. True religious Jews are opposed to Zionism and its state of Israel and deplore all their actions. Precisely because we experienced the Holocaust, we must learn tolerance and respect for others and not use our suffering as an excuse to oppress others as the Zionists do. We firmly believe that following the path of the Torah is the best and the only way to prevent future anti-Semitism. In the merit of those who perished in the Holocaust, to sanctify the Almighty's holy name, may the Almighty speedily redeem us from this long exile and usher in the time when all humanity will serve the Almighty together in harmony and joy. Amen.
Der Zionismus lehrt, dass wir uns selbst emanzipieren und einen eigenen Staat erschaffen können. Aber die Welt muss wissen, dass das eine Lüge ist. Der wahre religiöse Jude steht gegen den Zionismus, gegen den Staat Israel, und er bedauert dessen Aktionen. Genau weil wir den Holocaust erfahren haben, müssen wir Toleranz und den Respekt für andere lernen und nicht unser Leiden benutzen als eine Entschuldigung, um andere zu unterdrücken, so wie es die Zionisten tun. Abschließend sage ich, dass wir fest daran glauben, und unsere 2000 Jahre Leiden im Exil belegt dies, dass die Gefolgschaft auf dem Weg der Tora der beste Weg ist, um künftigen Antisemitismus zu verhindern. Im Verdienst derer, die im Holocaust untergingen, um den Namen Gottes zu heiligen, möge der allmächtige Gott uns bald retten aus diesem langen Exil und die Zeit verkürzen, bis alle Menschheit gemeinsam Gott dienen will in Eintracht und Freude. Amen.